This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. One of the few things Donald Trump is very adept at is lying. Lying about his wealth, his height and weight, his words, his genius, and the efficacy of his economic policy prowess. For years now, we have been subject to the verbal waterboarding from Donald Trump in the form of his lies about how he would get rid of America's many trillions of dollars worth of debt. On Monday, Donald Trump's own White House Office of Management and Budget released its mid-year review, and in it, projected that the federal deficit would surpass $1 trillion this year. To put this in a historical perspective, under Donald Debt Killer Trump, this will be the first time the U.S. deficit has ballooned to over $1 trillion since our economy was plunged into the Great Recession under our last Republican president, George W. Bush. The answer as to why is really quite simple. Donald Trump cut the corporate tax rate so severely that we are in a free fall related to corporate tax revenues. A free fall to the tune of $92 billion. You see, in fiscal year 2017, corporate tax income receipts totaled $297 billion. And after Donald Trump's tax scam in fiscal year 2018, they were only $205 billion, which is a massive decline in revenue of, again, $92 billion, or 31%. Trump's genius equals a decline of almost 1/3 the dollars year over year. And this flies in the face of the many, many promises made by Donald Trump when he was a presidential candidate, and even since he's hijacked the office. In March of 2016, Donald Trump sat for an interview with Bob Woodward of the Washington Post and promised to wipe out not only the deficit, but also the entire federal debt, which at the time was $19 trillion. Trump told Woodward, "We're not a rich country, we're a debtor nation. We've got to get rid of, I talked about a bubble, we've got to get rid of the $19 trillion in debt." To which Bob Woodward asks, how long would that take? Donald Trump, "I think it could do it fairly quickly because of the fact that the number..." Bob Woodward interrupts with, "What's fairly quickly?" And Donald Trump answered, "Well, I would say over a period of 8 years. Over a period of 8 years. That's over $2 trillion paid off the debt per year, which, for the MAGA geniuses out there who ain't good at numbers, is impossible to do when you're running $1,000 billion deficits every year."
So specifically, what are you going to do about the $18 trillion deficit?
All right. Well, what we're going to do, we do, and by the way, it's not 18 trillion, it's now $19 trillion. So we have now $19 trillion in deficits. 19 trillion. You know, if you look, we owe, when I say that, we owe, this is what you're talking about, we owe 19 trillion as a country. And we're going to knock it down, and we're going to bring it down big league and quickly. We're going to bring jobs back. We're going to bring business back. We're going to stop our deficits. We're going to stop our deficits. We're going to do it very quickly.
You heard that, right? We're going to stop our deficits. We're going to stop our deficits. We're going to do it very quickly. Well, Donald, we're waiting, brother. We're waiting. The problem is that the very same Republicans who act like they revere the American flag and then violate the flag code by wearing it as clothing are the same voters who feign outrage about deficit spending and are willing to overlook all of the lies and the misdirection and the subterfuge, as long as their tangerine titan remains in control. And it's really quite sad. Sad and tragic, really, that a massive swath of the nation refuses to recognize the facts of history, and that we are once again watching history repeat itself, because every single Republican president since Ronald Reagan has left office with a budget deficit higher than the one they started with, after bloviating about runaway spending and deficit control. These are just the facts. And as a comparative metric, both Bill Clinton and Barack Obama left offices with smaller deficits than the ones they started with. So chalk this up to just one more way that Donald Trump is an emperor with no clothes on. He prances around naked while Republicans all across the nation marvel and fawn over his shiny new threads. Shiny new threads that are putting us into more debt to the tune of $1 trillion per year.
But we're taking a firm, bold, and decisive measure. We have to turn things around. The era of empty talk is over. It's over.